Hello and welcome everybody. Rebecca Davison here, intuition coach and founder of the Intuitive Life Academy. Today I am thrilled to have the amazing Linda Benn with us. Welcome, Linda.
Hello, Rebecca. Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
So exciting to be here with you and to learn so much about your amazing journey. But let me share a little bit of information with everybody so they know who you are. So Linda Joy Benn, I love that, is an international wellness alchemist, an industry leader in consciousness revolution. Her mission is to help people to thrive and empower them by leading them to live a healthier, happier, and more productive life. Sounds amazing. Having overcome cancer and chronic fatigue, autoimmune, and an eating disorder without medical intervention. That's incredible. I'm going to unpack that. Linda has the expertise, knowledge, and healing capabilities to transform people's lives. She combines her vast experience in holistic healing and training with genuine love of people and walks them through each step to have enthusiasm and purpose for their life. Now, you are the creator of the BENN Method, which I'm excited to learn about. And Linda has founded this, empowering people to go from trauma to thriving. And goodness knows, we all need that, resulting in freedom, love, peace, and joy. So BENN stands for balance, energy, nurture, and nourish. And the BENN Method empowers people to return to their true, authentic selves. And she travels between Australia and the US to share her passion and enthusiasm to help others heal their body and soul, free of suffering, and to be at peace. So welcome, Linda. I'm going to do a deep
Thank
dive here because immediately I'm just like, oh my goodness, how on earth did you heal yourself from all of that without medical intervention? That must have been such a journey, and I'm thrilled that you're here to share it with us.
Thank you. So my journey started, and I apologize for the light. I'm actually at a resort right now. I've got the beach there, and so the lighting is kind of right. So my journey started, oh, where do I start? So when I met my spiritual teacher when I was 21, and I had cancer at the time.
Um,
And from my childhood, which was quite traumatic on many levels,
mhm,
and the pain that I was carrying in my body, I kept pushing down and suppressing. The sadness, the hurt, the rejection, the abandonment, feeling ostracized, unloved, all of those emotions,
mhm,
and and really just feeling lost.
mhm,
And so I knew that I had to get out of Australia and remove myself from my family because that was just triggering all the coming up.
mhm,
So when I was in the US, I was in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I met this clairvoyant in San Jose,
no,
and he just pinpointed. He was amazing. So he became my spiritual teacher
mhm,
way back then, over 30 years ago.
right.
And basically, he said, if you keep going down this road, you're going to be dead by the time you're 30.
Wow.
And helped me to understand what my purpose was, why I was here, but
Mhm,
more importantly, why I chose my family,
mhm,
and the role I was to play on this journey, and the role that they were playing, and what I was to learn
mhm,
from being in this family. Because I kept asking, why is this all happening, to me, though I've realized things happen for you.
yeah. Yeah.
So I would get the train from San Francisco down to his place every week, and I would stay 2 days on and just learn as much as I could
Wow.
from him. So that's, yeah, and what I learnt from him was, you can't what you learn in a seminar or workshop at university, or I mean, this was straight from source, and he was very gifted.
Wow.
Unfortunately, he's no longer in physical form,
Mhm.
though I still feel his energy and his presence around me.
Wow.
And so that was a big healing for me. And what that did for me was help me to understand the mind body connection, which then I started studying many, many different modalities. And then over 20 years ago, I started my business doing body work, which then morphed into more of the healing work and energy work. And then I really moved into more of the medical intuitive and the psychic surgery.
Mhm.
But then when I learnt the Palawa healing, it was like a big light bulb moment for me where I realized that, you can't fix the physical body with the mind that created it. So if you shift this,
Yeah.
then the physical body will take care of itself.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so Palawa is about shifting consciousness, expanding awareness, and connecting all 12 strands of DNA. Though that helped me to really just upgrade everything I was doing,
Mhm.
and then also with more of the training and NLP and
Mhm.
timeline and hypnotherapy. I then went into more of the coaching, but also training the Palawa healing, and then traveling around, US, mainly US and Australia, teaching the workshops for that.
Mhm.
And then I moved to California in 2010, and I lived there for 7 years. So it was when I came back to Australia after the 7 years, pretty burnt out,
Mhm.
exhausted, and I had this delusion that while I was gone, my family might have changed and they might love me and they, would be happy to see me. And when that didn't occur, I was like, devastated. And
Mhm.
that's when it's like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm checking out.
Mhm.
And as soon as I made that decision, I cut off from source, cut off from my inner child, and very quickly watched my physical body spiral down. So when I went and had tests, the medical profession gave me all these labels
Mhm.
and forcing me to take medication, which I refused.
Mhm.
And I had a choice.
Mhm.
I had a choice right there. Do I keep going down this track and leaving the planet, or do I stay and heal my relationship with my family and become neutral and just accept that they will never change. They are who they are, and just have peace in my heart around that. So it's been a healing journey for me.
Yeah,
And
so impressive.
so a lot of why I came into this life was to heal a lot of karma from past lives.
Mhm.
And so as a spirit, we agree to come down in these physical bodies in order to heal all the unresolved parts or past lives
Mhm.
with the people in our life now. So because in several past lives I was killed by my family for teaching my spiritual work, what they were trying to do is physically, emotionally, and kill my soul in this life.
Mhm.
And they nearly succeeded a couple of times. And though my lesson is to stay alive and keep teaching my spiritual work,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I know and I feel I'm protected in this life. So it doesn't matter what they say, what they do, or how much nastiness they project onto me. Is learning to be resilient and just, it's like, put my bubble up and go, no, you can't hurt me, harm me, or destroy me. I am strong, I am sovereign, I am powerful, and I'm standing in my ground,
Yeah.
is centered, and really that's the essence of what I teach everyone, is self-empowerment, and to believe how powerful you are as a spirit, as a soul, as source energy in a physical body, and you can heal anything in your physical body or anything in your external world.
Yeah. We need to be reminded of that, don't we? Yeah. Heal anything.
And it's the emotional part that really gets us, because it's different. Being in this physical body, we feel everything. Whereas being in spirit, it's like la la la, we're just all floating around, and it's all, love, peace, and joy, right?
Beyond the ego, right? So
Exactly. Exactly. Whereas here we get to feel all the emotions, and we've got, these old programs and beliefs and old patterns and behaviors, and all the different emotions and thoughts. And
yeah.
so that's
Cool.
where
Yeah.
we're learning.
Absolutely. And it can be helpful for people to understand that, you did actually choose your family and there is a reason. And it's a soul reason, like soul lesson or soul learnings perhaps. But tell us a little bit about what psychic surgery is, like intuitive surgery, yeah.
So from my bodywork background, I've been trained in a lot of different modalities. And then when I started working more energetically and really using my intuition to tune into their body, I was getting all these pictures and visuals, and I could see where the blocks were in the body, either physically or energetically. And then it's like, okay, this is what I'm looking at. What do you feel? And we would pull it out, dissolve it, transmute it, transcend it, transform it.
Yeah. Awesome.
And so I would combine that with, I don't want to call it healing, but I guess, it's energy. I'm working with source, with, the other person's higher self, my higher self. We come together in agreement to person's highest good and destiny. And when they're laying on the table, that's what will come through. And so I'm not healing, or I'm not fixing anyone, because nobody's broken. I'm just facilitating a healing process, working with source. Whatever comes through for their highest good is what will occur in the session. And then I get visions, I get information, I get profound messages to share with them, or I get visuals, and I'm told what to share, how much to share, or if the energy shifted, let it go. It doesn't need to be discussed.
Okay, cool. So what would somebody, what would they be presenting with if they're going to come and see you? Like, how would they know that they would need your help?
Well, it's usually pain in their body,
Mm-hmm.
or emotional pain, or things not working in their life. It can be behaviors. It can be just feeling like you're spinning your wheels. It can feel just stuck and losing clarity and not knowing what your next steps are. Where are you going? Not having um, a clear direction on your life, or things you may be constantly attracting low vibration circumstances, situations, or people. And it's like, why does this keep happening? Why, for example, looking for a job, why do I keep getting rejected? Or a relationship, why do I keep choosing the same, wrong? And I use that word very loosely, because there is no right or wrong, though I keep attracting all the same people. What's my learning, or what energy am I putting out there? So when things are not moving and flowing smoothly in your life, it's like, okay, if you require help to identify what the block is, that's where I can help people.
Sure. So tell people about the BENN Method. How did you create that?
So during my healing process of when I was sitting in the pit, and it was like interesting because I've always believed in holistic health and healing the body, and never taken any medication. And so it was interesting for me to actually experience what it feels like to be in the pit, and have a suicide and depression and disease and all these, and feel the fatigue and feel lost and all those low vibration things. And it was like, wow, now I have compassion for people who get stuck there, and how the medical, and I'll be careful, the medical profession, as wonderful as they are, though, when you are diagnosed and you're medicated, it's like you're in a spider's web and you're being poisoned by the spider and you're caught in the web, and then you lose your power. And then, medication can have its own side effects, and some medication, it is helpful short term. And so feeling disempowered, that's where you give up your will to heal yourself. So I was thinking about, okay, what is it that people need in order to heal from any, it doesn't matter what illness, disease, or whatever is going on in their life. It can be just stress and overwhelm, and it's balance, energy, nurture, and nourish, because those 4 things is a practice every day. It's a bit like yoga is a practice that you do every day. Meditation is a practice. The BENN Method is a practice that you practice every day for the rest of your life.
So that's a big question in regards to balance. Like, how do people come back into balance? Because that feels like there's a lot of shifting plates in that one.
Exactly. Because I had to look at all the areas in my life that were out of balance. For example, over exercising.
Yeah.
And so that was a big one. Or overworking, and that work-life balance. And where was I spending my time and my energy, or even the balance, or sleep. Sleep for, because when I was sick and my nervous system was just running on fight and flight, I was maybe getting 4 hours.
Yeah.
And that's not healthy or sustainable. And my nervous system was so wired, and that's what was, and then the high cortisol and the anxiety and just the stress levels were up here. But I still pushed myself to go to the gym. It's like, right, can't sleep, so go to that 5:30 class at the gym. And I'd lost so much weight from being sick that I had no muscle to hold my joints together. And so that's when my hip dislocated and my knee dislocated. So I was so malnourished and just so run down physically. I was just deteriorating. So
wow. And so energy, obviously, energy as in vitality, but also energy work and knowing yourself as an energy field, no doubt.
It was like I was sitting in the pit. So I experienced that. Yeah. And not nurturing my body, not nourishing my body, or it was like, I was just beating myself up by, stressing my body with exercise and and
Yeah.
not doing the self-love, self-care, self-love, self-nurturing, all of that.
Yeah. And, that's a big part of nurturing, isn't it? Is being willing to listen to yourself.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
And obviously you travel a bit between New Zealand and Australia because you're in Australia now, right?
Yep.
Since, yeah. And do you have plans to go back to the United States? Because you've spent quite a little bit of time over there, because you must have noticed maybe even the different approaches, I guess, to the healthcare systems between different countries, etc. as well. I think you and I have had that conversation before about the advertisements that they have on television in the United States for, solve this problem by taking this medication, and then they talk really fast with all the side effects, and it's just like, oh my goodness, why on earth would you even bother to pick that up?
Well, and I've never been a big TV watcher, but the ads are just constantly, about this medication, take this, take that, and so it's really in your face.
Mm,
And people just think that it's normal to take medication,
yes.
where is for me that's not normal.
No, no, well, clearly not if you've never had any medical intervention, which is really incredible. A lot of people, I'm sure, would want to, learn and understand how you did that through your cancer diagnosis.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's huge.
Well, and even when I was really sick, my liver was down to 38% functioning.
Wow,
Adrenals were flatline, brain was not functioning, lost my eyesight in my left eye. I mean, I really couldn't be driving. It was quite dangerous because I'd be like
wow.
trying to, but yeah, so that just gives you an idea. It's like, okay, this is what the medical profession have showed me, and I had all the tests and blah blah.
Mhm,
Though it's like I have the power to heal this,
mhm.
and what do I choose?
Absolutely. And
And then we can change every cell in our body.
yes, absolutely. We can revitalize ourselves. So
Mhm.
you have, tell me about the 5R renewal program that you have, because that sounds like a good place to help people to learn what it takes to create these miracles in your life.
Exactly. That is the foundation to my BENN method.
Hmm.
5 Rs I created about 15 years ago, probably more, because I started doing body work over 20 years, and so people would say, what do you do? How do you do it? And I was trying to differentiate myself from all the other body workers out there, and move out of that massage box,
Yeah.
because people would go, oh, massage, yep. And it was like, well, what I do is release. Yes, I can release what's going on in the physical body, but also release the negative emotions, the negative programming, the patterns, behaviors, look at the beliefs, what was driving you, release any energy in your auric field, in your energy field around you, as well as release what is going on in each of your chakras and any pain in your body.
Hmm.
And then realign is realigning you back to your higher self,
Hmm.
to the source that you are, realigning the chakras and the meridians, the life force energy flowing through your body. And it can be postural structural realignment. So
Hmm.
after a physical hands-on session, they would feel lighter,
Hmm.
and they would, like, everything was all in alignment. And then restoring organs, especially, organs and systems, or just your nervous system, the endocrine system. So restoring all of the physical ailments, as well as restoring your belief
Hmm.
to source.
Yeah, that's huge, isn't it? Because a lot of
And
people disconnect, they don't believe or aren't sensitive to the energies because they've cut off at some stage somewhere.
and I experienced that when I cut off.
Mm, mm,
And so, and then the rebalance, and as we said, balance is work life balance, your sleep routine, having a morning routine, a nighttime routine. Everything is all about balance in your life. And then re-energize. That's where you wake up and go, wow, I feel fantastic. I love my life. I have the best life. And just waking up with love and peace in your heart, but also enthusiasm and gratitude and just excited about the day.
Yeah, totally. Best thing you can do for your health really is get connected to source.
Exactly.
Agree with that statement that you don't heal without source energy.
Absolutely. Yes. So
Mhm.
they're the 5 R's. So over the years, I've structured it into a program which is now online, and also I take people through that program step by step. I've got the 7-week program. I'm developing a 12-month program, and I also do just a little taster of a half-day workshop as well.
Perfect.
Mm.
So, Linda, whereabouts can people find you? Whereabouts do they go to find all your information? They go on Facebook, etc.
Yes, I'm on all the social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Probably the website is the easiest one, which is lindabenn.com. That's LINDABENN.com. And from there, they can look at the programs as well as the meditations. Well, tonight I'm doing a full moon meditation. So every month I do the full moon and the new moon. And then locally, I do other meditations and teach energy medicine, and also constellations, and a few other self-care tips for people. So with
Sorry to
with
interrupt.
everything going online, I really miss the connection and doing the live events. So I'm going to go back to doing more of the face-to-face workshops as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tell us about, is it Palawa? Palawa?
Yes.
Yeah, tell us a bit more about that.
So Palawa healing is a radical shift in consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And what it does is it shifts consciousness, expands awareness, and connects all 12 strands of DNA. Even though it's called Palawa healing, it is so much more than a healing modality.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of an enlightenment modality, because it's about shifting consciousness and then allowing the physical body to take care of itself. But what it's doing is helping you to make better choices and decisions in your life. So you're taking charge of your life and where you're going in your direction. It's also helping you to have a different perspective and outlook on life, so that you don't get caught up in the dramas and the external world and all the chaos that may be happening around you. You just keep moving forward, keep being the grasshopper,
Yeah.
keep jumping forward,
Yeah.
and don't look back. And also, that's what will propel you to just be your the highest version of you, because that's what we're all here, is to be our full potential of who we can be.
Mm. And so, what do you think that people, generally speaking, need to know that they don't?
Oh boy,
I know it's a good question.
it's it really comes down to believing in yourself and believing that you are source energy in a physical body. So why give energy and power to things that have happened in the past? I'm from a boating family, so I use this analogy. When the boat is moving through the water, the engine is moving the boat. In our physical body, it's the present moment moving us forward. The wake that's behind us is the past, and the wake of a boat in the ocean, the waves just come, and there's no trace of where that boat has been in the past. So I use this metaphor to explain, don't give energy or power to what's happened in the past. Just focus on the present moment and where you're going. And also your internal GPS will guide you, a bit like the boat always has, you know, a satellite system, and the GPS will guide you when you keep course correcting, even when the swell and the waves are really high and the wind's blowing. You got to keep course correcting to get to your goal, to get to your destination. And that's what our internal GPS is all about, following our guidance on a moment to moment basis, but in the process being kind and gentle and compassionate with yourself. And that's so important, because I've seen so many people suffering and beating themselves up, or just telling the old stories, and yeah, and all these things that have happened to them, and yeah, whereas things happen for us. So what's the learning, and what do you want in your life now? What do you choose to create? Because you're the creator of your reality. Where are you going? And talk about the things that you are creating now, and talk about the things, you know, that you have, the goals, as you know, you've already created it, and I'm so grateful now that I have, you know, this outcome or this result. So
yeah, well, it's great that you fell on the earth plane, Linda. You know, incredible, isn't it? But also too that you know that you've committed your life to really learning what it takes to live in harmony and being in a body and with source energy. That's definitely something to celebrate for sure. And obviously, how wonderful is it that you've taken what you've learned and you're sharing that with other people to help their lives better, which is fantastic. So definitely encourage people to go and check Linda out at her website and to learn more about the BENN Method and how this 5R renewal program might be able to help you in your life. Because, you know, some of these things that are fundamental, that if we don't have them in balance, they just really blow the wheels off the vehicle, like not getting enough sleep. I know a lot of people who don't sleep great, and, you know, not getting enough rest, and what that then does in turn, of course, to the mind and your mood, and can increase anxiety, and then that can have a knock-on effect in regards to other people in your life and your happiness and your stress levels and feeling overwhelmed, and it can definitely go pretty quick down into that pit.
Exactly.
Yes.
And we've all experienced it.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's, though it doesn't have to be a struggle and suffering. It's like, okay, I've learnt from this, and I've learnt from a lot of experiences, and so it's about making the choices that make you feel good and make you feel strong here in the present moment.
Absolutely. And, you know, being supported as you do that if you haven't quite, you know, embodied it yet for yourself. So be sure, folks, to go and check out Linda. And, you know, you've got all your, we'll put the links obviously under this as well for people to be able to find you and access the information. But a pretty incredible story. It's not every day that you meet somebody who has that much grit and determination in regards to their own recovery process. So congratulations, Linda, for your success.
Thank you.
For being alive. That's awesome. Yeah, celebrating you. So thanks, folks, for tuning in to listen to hear about how, Linda's saved her own life. That's pretty incredible. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with the audience, Linda, before we wrap up?
Just love and blessings to everyone, and just know that you are so loved and protected and safe, and you're here for a purpose. You're here for a reason, because we all are here in these physical bodies, but there's billions and billions of souls that wanted this body, so take care of it.
Yes. Wow, that's pretty amazing perspective. I love that. So I appreciate, well, you know, that shifts a lot of energy in regards to appreciating the fact that you're here, because the chances of being here too are 1 in trillions or something, aren't they? So
It's
celebrating.
yeah, amazing. Yeah. Thank you,
Oh,
Rebecca.
you're
Thank you
welcome,
for
honey.
having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for being here. It's a joy to connect with you. All right, folks. Sending
Likewise.
you all many, many blessings. Lots of love until next time. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. Bye.